umaga, bansang Pilipinas. Nakatuto kayo ngayon dito sa live coverage ng telebisyon ng Bayan para sa nagaganap na US presidential elections. Ako po si Robert Tan at kasama natin dito sa studio si Sandro Hermoso, si Princess Habiba Sarip at si Audrey Boriseta. Audrey, ano ngayon ang mga nagaganap na mga updates dito sa US elections?
Maraming salamat kasama Robert. Sa ngayon, makibalita muna tayo kay kasamang Noel Perfecto tungkol ito sa may reaksyon ni DOJ Secretary Laila De Lima kaugnay pa rin sa eleksyon sa Amerika. Manong Noel Perfecto, magandang umaga sa iyo.
Maraming salamat, Audrey. Bago yung Secretary De Lima dun sa ginagawang US election ngayong araw na ito, isisigit ko lang muna ito napakahalagang istorya. Hindi naman sa tinapos na ng Judicial and Bar Council kung saan nakapili na sila ng pitong mga pwedeng maging kandidato pagpipilian ng Pangulong Benigno Aquino III bilang bagong Associate Justice sa Supreme Court. Sila ay sina Carandang, sina Leonen, ulitin ko lang, si Justice Carandang nakakuha ng 7 points, Leonen nakakuha ng 7 points, Lotilia 7 points, Reyes Andres 7 points, si Reyes Jose 6 votes, Tiham Noel 6 votes, gayon din si Jokno Jose Manuel nakakuha ng 5 votes. Dahil ko lang ipaliwanag, Audrey, na nasabing pagpipili ay pinagbasihan din dito ang kanilang profile, credentials at saka results ng mga interviews na ipinatupad ng Judicial and Bar Council. Pakinggan muna natin itong aming interview kay Secretary Laila De Lima just a while back tungkol dito sa pagpipili sa shortlist na isusunod na ng Benigno Aquino III ngayong araw na ito. Ito ang ating interview.
Yeah. Also, the meeting is a short thing. I was the chair of OSA, but she wasn't able to garner at least 5 votes. I think she was 2 votes short, I think. 2 votes or 1 vote short of 5 votes. Siya nawala sa listahan. Ang binoto ko, 7 names na chair of OSA. We are satisfied and confident that the President is able to get a choice to make a choice out of the 7 names. Definitely, he will be making a choice out of the 7 names.
Yun kasama Robert Tan ang aming interview with the Secretary Laila De Lima a while back. At ako'y babalik later on para naman doon sa reaksyon ni Secretary De Lima hinggil sa hinasagawang eleksyon sa Estados Unidos. Mula po din sa Luzon ng Maynila, kasama po rin si Larry Doon, sa Erwin Navarro, Noel Perfecto, para sa Telebisyon ng Bayan.
Maraming salamat kasamang Noel Perfecto. Samantala, ngayong nasa kasagsagan na ng bilangan ng mga boto sa ginaganap na eleksyon sa Amerika, mistulang nagdeklara na ng panalo si US President Barack Obama sa sorpresa nitong pagbisita sa isa sa mga field office niya sa Chicago, Illinois. Sa kasagsagan ng pagboto ng buong bansa, binati ng Pangulo ang katunggaling si Mitt Romney sa anyay spirited campaign. Kampante umano ang Pangulo na makukuha niya ang sapat na boto para manalo sa re-election. Pinasalamatan din ni Obama ang mga volunteers na walang kapaguran nagtatrabaho sa naturang field office. Napayak naman ang mga ito sa impromptu speech ng kanilang boss. Pero hindi pinalampas ng Pangulo ang pagkakataon na tumawag personal sa mga voters upang hikayatin ang mga ito na bumoto. Ilan sa mga tinawagan ni ay nagulat pa at hindi makapaniwala na kausap nila ang mismong Pangulo ng pinakamakapangyarihang bansa. May lunch at dinner si Obama kasama ang pamilya at campaign team sa kanyang tahanan sa Chicago at plano nitong magbabad sa isang hotel sa downtown Chicago sa gitna ng bilangan ng mga boto. Samantala, sinorpresa naman ni Vice President Joe Biden ang mga residente ng Cleveland, Ohio na magsagawa ng last-minute na pagbisita sa estado. Ang Ohio na may 18 electoral votes ang pinaka-critical sa mga battleground states. Matapos makaboto sa Delaware, marami ang nagulat nang lumapag ang Air Force 2 sa Cleveland. Halos 100 talampakan lang ang layo mula sa eroplano ni Romney na nagsasagawa naman ng rally sa naturang lungsod. At yan po naman ang ating latest update. Balikan po natin si kasamang Robert.
Maraming salamat, Audrey Goriseta. At kasama naman natin ang si
Of course, dito sa area namin sa SM The Block. Karating namin kanina si US Harry Thomas. Ambassador Thomas is here for this event, which is of course the US Election Watch. Now, of course, all of this would not be possible without the hard work of the US Consul in charge, and that of course is Ms. Robin Delano. Robin, thank you. This is a wonderful event that the embassy has put together today.
Thank you so much. We're very proud of our election, so we like to share it with everybody.
As you know, of course, Filipinos, there are about 300,000 Americans who live in the Philippines. There's about 3 million Filipino Americans. They take part. And how effective is this for the U.S. government when they see the numbers that come out from here? Is there any way to really check that?
There is no, because we do a secret ballot, but we try at the embassy through the consular section to help people get their absentee ballots in. Some states you can do it. It depends on each state. Some states do it actually. They email you the ballot, you fill it in, and then you scan it and email it back to them. So it's with the technology, it's getting easier. And we really have tried to get out the vote a lot in here.
Of course, para dito, Robert, sa ating mga kababayan na nandito sa SM North, yung mga sumali, pwede silang bumoto. Meron po silang ginawang tinatawag na mock election na pwedeng bumoto ang mga estudyante, ang mga invited guests, at kahit naman yung mga dumaan dito sa SM North, they can also take part in this election process through the mock election. I was telling our viewers about the mock election. How does this work? How is this system? Where did you come up with this?
Well, this year we're using iPads. So it's an application on the iPad, and you vote on the iPad so that we can tabulate it immediately. And we're doing it here in Cebu, in Cagayan de Oro, and all over at our different American corners, our libraries. So we should have a picture of all of our places in the Philippines where we will have a mock election.
You have a similar one going on in Cebu, I understand?
Yes, in Cebu we have a smaller one in Cagayan de Oro, and we have our American corners, which is in different universities around the Philippines, and they are also having election watch events.
So this is actually a nationwide event. How are you going to tally those votes? Are you going to give each area an electoral vote? How are you going to set that up?
That's really a very good idea. I don't think we thought of that. I think we will just gather them. It's through this application on iPad, and everybody has iPads, so it's we won't do electoral votes, but maybe for the next election, that's an excellent suggestion.
The reason I mentioned electoral votes, Robert, is a lot of people here in the Philippines, of course, we use in our elections, dito po sa atin, ang tinatawag na popular vote. Subalit dito po sa Estados Unidos, may popular vote, pero may electoral vote. Ang electoral vote ay binubuo ng isang congressional district per state on average. There are other systems that are set up most of the time, but mostly it is the congressional districts. To explain that a little further, can you tell our viewers about how the electoral vote system works? Because it is a little confusing to some.
Yeah, and it's very confusing, and it's not very well understood by a lot of us. But what the Founding Fathers wanted to do was they didn't want much power to the really big states, and so that the little states wouldn't have any say in it. So they've tried to make it so that everybody has a voice. And some people say it doesn't work very well, and some people say that part of it doesn't work very well. But it also keeps the parties going, because that way one party gets the whole, so we don't have 50 candidates running, because if you had 50 candidates, nobody would win the popular vote. So it kind of helps us with our system.
Everybody knows about the Democrats, the Republicans. Okay, there is also 4 other parties on the national ballot, or at least on the ballots per state. The Greens, the Libertarians, the Constitution, and the Justice Party. So all in all, 6 parties. What impact do these smaller third parties have in the election?
Typically not very much, but there have been cases. For example, in 2000, Ralph Nader was on the ticket in Florida, and he took a small percentage, but they think, some people say, that that was enough to take votes away from Al Gore in Florida. So sometimes Ross Perot had an effect, but these smaller parties really don't get enough to get any electoral votes, so it doesn't really have a big effect in many places.
We just saw the update on your wall a little while ago. Of course, this live feed that you have here, and you have reached the central part of the United States, and this is, of course, Texas going up to the Canadian border. Essentially, this was pretty much projected to go to Mitt Romney. Was that pretty much what the analysts were saying?
The analysis that I saw had it pretty much like that. There were some toss-up states, Florida, Virginia, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Nevada, New Hampshire, there might be one or two more, but the rest of them have voted historically, and that the polls show that there are certain states that Obama had already locked up and that Romney had already locked up.
I think the number was 201 electoral votes for the president going into tonight's event, and something like 90 for Governor Romney, 146 toss-ups. That was the general number that media is using in the United States. Of the votes that have been cast so far on the East Coast, are there any surprises?
Well, I just saw that Virginia, from the 30% that has been counted already, and I just saw it here, so I'm not sure, partial, unofficial. It looks like from this report that Romney is way ahead of Obama in Virginia, and that was one of those toss-up states that has been going back and forth.
And that has a very large Filipino-American population, actually, because of the naval bases, people who've retired. Actually, there's a lot of people who go to school in Virginia. This is partly one of the things that we're noticing as well. Do you have, we get viewers also from the United States who watch us on ptv.ph, which is our streaming service. There's also been warnings from the Federal Election Commission not to take pictures of your ballot and post them on Twitter and Facebook. Could we go into a little bit of why this was made? Is there sort of regulation on that?
Again, it's that your vote is private, and any kind of election fraud, if you pay me to vote and I vote, I prove to you by showing you my ballot. I'm not saying that ever happens anywhere, but and we believe in the secret ballot. It's nobody's business. I went over to the table over there and said, who did you vote for? And they told me, I said, oh no, that's not the American way. It's a secret ballot. And for Americans, you might campaign for your president, you might campaign for your governor or your senate or whatever it is, but most people hold that sacred. It's a secret ballot.
So essentially, I have talked to a lot of people who have voted, and many of them are openly, come out like an exit poll and said who they're voting for. At least for the students of where Robert Tan went to school in LaSalle, they seem to be very much pro-Obama, Robert. So do you have any questions for Robin?
Actually, Mike, just one question. It's very interesting, the mock elections ongoing at your end. Will that just be for the U.S. citizens, or can join in and see who they like between President Barack Obama and Mitt Romney?
Well, actually, Robert, it's I think limited to Filipinos only. Wala pa ako nakikitang Amerikanong sumasali sa mock election. Ito ay parang subukan din ang papaano sistema na bumoto sa Estados Unidos ang mga kababayan po natin dito.
Yes, Mike. Good morning, Mike. This is Sandro Hermoso. I'd like to ask, how is the voter turnout? I mean, for the Americans in the Philippines who registered, how big is the effect of this for the overall elections?
Well, the voter turnout is not able to be seen from here kasi absentee ballot.
Yes, yes.
And remember, yung pagboto, Sandra, is by using a ballot that is sent to the state where they are registered in. But I'll ask Robin to explain that a little bit more. When it comes to the absentee ballots, voters from here, American citizens, Filipino Americans who vote in the U.S., it's not that easy to trace, right, where they vote or what their turnout is.
No, you have to register to vote in the state of which you're a resident. So you can't just pick a state. You have to be a resident there, and you have to register to vote by showing different documents at each state. So once you register to vote, then you can send for your absentee ballot. And I just did this, and what you do is there's 2 envelopes. The outside one you sign that it's yours, and you put your ballot inside another envelope that has no identification on it whatsoever. So what they do is they assure themselves that it's actually you voting. They take the ballot out and put it in to be counted. So there is no identification on my absentee ballot at all.
So there would be no way to know where it came from. Sandra, does that answer your question?
Yes, Mike. My next question is, so these ballots are submitted to the U.S. Embassy, and then the U.S. Embassy is the one who segregates them according to which state they're supposed to go?
Yes, the registration is by state.
Yes.
Taga California, doon lang talaga sa California sila bumoto. And I think in some cases, depending on the state, even the local positions kasali.
I see.
And
Okay.
so yan yung sistema. But remember that electoral laws in the US are by state. So ang bawat estado, yan ang may control kung paano sa registration at hindi yung federal level. Yung federal parang overseeing lang yung lahat.
So yung ballot na to pinapadala sa mga absentee voters dito sa Philippines, or is it something na it's emailed to them, they print it out, they vote, and then they send it back?
I'll ask, Robin, the question is the ballots are actually physically sent from the states to the voter here in the Philippines.
Well, it depends. I'm from Connecticut, and I got my physical ballot, and I had to fill in the circles, and then put it in one envelope, and then put it in another envelope to mail it. A friend of mine is from, I can't remember which state, she got her ballot sent electronically. She printed it off, voted, scanned it, and sent it back. So
It depends on the
it
state.
depends on the state.
That's what I think is very different. Here we have a national system of a commission on elections, whereas in the U.S., the federal government really doesn't get that involved into the electoral process, except for certain contributions and length of campaign ads, that type of thing. What is an easy way, simple way to explain it to our viewers about that?
So, really, it goes back to our founding. That's why we're the United States. And one of the big issues was that there were all these separate colonies, and they considered themselves to be colonies on their own. And so to unite them into one country, the big issue was how much power does the central government have and how much power does each state retain. And the Constitution tried to balance that. And when you see things like voting or education, we're still in that balancing federal power against state power because we're the United States.
To explain it further, yung Estados Unidos, ang inisip ng iba, 50 parang probinsya dito sa atin. Actually, 50 parang mga maliliit na bansa na nagsama. In fact, there are actually 3 republics, Republic of California, Texas, and I believe the Commonwealth of Virginia. And these are actually, technically, independent countries that joined the United States at various parts of its history. So may kanya-kanya silang sistema, may kanya-kanyang constitution, and that's why it's a federal system. Robert?
Yeah, Mike, just a final question. What will be happening at your end? What kind of programs will be happening throughout the day?
Well, they're showing the election results on the board behind us. There's a lot of American products from the various U.S. agencies that are here. Just give us an honor roll of who's here from the various U.S. government agencies.
Yes. Well, it's a whole of mission. It's all the United States. So we have ID here, we have the Foreign Commercial Service, we have Agricultural Service, and we've gotten sponsors from different American companies that have American products that work with our different agencies to help us out here.
So essentially, it's going to be lasting till about 3 o'clock, and it's going to be a lot of events and things. As of this time, the next batch of election results will be coming in about a few minutes from now. And for now, from here, ako po si Mike Cohen, balik po tayo sa studio.
Okay, thank you, Mike. He was live at SM North. We'll get back to you later for some more updates. Ayun nga, Princess Sandra, very, very critical yung mga ibang states na kailangan na makuha ng either Barack Obama or Mitt Romney to win. Ongoing nga yung mga processing of the votes, but there's still a lot of Americans who are still out there voting.
Yun na yung mga tinatawag nilang swing states or battleground states kasi mostly pag Republican or Democrat yung state mo, medyo sure ka na yun na yung boboto eh. Pero itong mga states katulad ng Florida, Ohio, yun yung mga critical kasi hindi nila alam pa kung ang vote nila ay yung Democrat leader o yung Republican leader. So, ngayon dun sila nag-focus talaga. Pareho si Barack and si Mitt Romney, pareho sila nag-focus to get those votes.
Actually, yung sabi nga ni Mike kanina, no, this 50 provinces, it's like 50 countries din. Ibig sabihin, ganun kalaki yung impact at saka ganun ka-importante rin yung votation, especially din, no, yung sabi na kanina, that the California, the Texas, and the Virginia, yun yung mga malalaking, it's like a republic, no, which is, dyan nakita natin kanina, no, via post, no, nakita natin na parang maliit yung boto ngayon, sa ngayon, no, na nakuha ni Obama. So, for now, accordingly, no, sa mga reports kanina, earlier, that dito sa other places, no, in Virginia or whatever, sinabi nila that Obama is, although, no, nag-lead siya like 3 points, 5 points, no, dyan lang naman nagpa-play down, pero it doesn't mean na parang granted na siya na yung mananalo, no? So, in few hours from now, malaki daw yung paglalaro ng mga points na ito, itong kanilang votation.
Okay. Turn over first to Voice of America for some more updates on the U.S. presidential elections.